Miss.
Morning. Take your English textbook.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. All of you take your English textbook. Type your attendance. Okay. Take page number 36 of your textbook. 36. Page number 36. Okay, did you take?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. Diya, please turn on your video.
മിസ് എന്റെ വീഡിയോക്ക് കുഴപ്പമുണ്ട് അതുകൊണ്ട് ഓഫ് ആക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Okay. Then our new lesson is lesson 5. David visits his aunt. Okay. What is the title of our lesson?
David visits his aunt.
Yes, David visits his aunt. That is, it is written by Charles Dickens. Have you heard about Charles Dickens? Charles Dickens, famous English writer. Okay. You can see a profile of Charles Dickens in your page number 148.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning. And Maria, take your English textbook. Then page number 148, you can see the profile of Charles Dickens, author of this David Visit His Aunt. Okay. Charles Dickens was a British writer considered as one of the greatest novelists of his time. Yes, he was considered as one of the greatest novelists of his time. His works enjoyed unprecedented popularity in his lifetime and continue to be widely read today. Some of his most popular novels include Great Expectation, Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities, David Copperfield, and Hard Times. Okay, these are some important novels written by Charles Dickens. I think you have heard about Oliver Twist, one of the most famous novels written by Charles Dickens. Yes or no? Have you heard about Oliver Twist? No. Okay. Then A Tale of Two Cities, David Copperfield, and Hard Times. Dickens' works are admired not only for their interesting plots and characters, but also for their social commentary. Yes, his works are closely related with society. Okay, so social issues are discussed in his works. Then they present a scathing criticism of the terrible living conditions prevalent among the poor sections of the British society and highlight the exploitation of poor children and factory workers. Yes, these are the main themes in his works. Terrible living conditions prevalent among the poor sections of British colony during that society. Okay. And highlight the exploitation of poor children and factory workers. Dickens was also a great humorist and he often blended his social criticism with humor. Okay, he included humor in his works and criticized the society for its bad practices. Okay, These are just only an information about the author. Okay. Charles Dickens. Here you want to study David visits his aunt. This is taken from his novel, semi-autobiographical novel, David Copperfield. This is only a small portion taken from the semi-autobiographical novel, David Copperfield. We have mentioned that name, David Copperfield, isn't it? In this profile, you have seen David Copperfield. Yes. This David visits his aunt is taken from that semi-autobiographical novel. Semi-autobiographical means there will be some autobiographical elements. Okay. Not a complete autobiography. Semi-autobiographical means half. Some elements related to this author. We can see in this story, we can see some elements related to the life of the author Charles Dickens. Okay, so we can say that David Copperfield is a semi-autobiographical novel. We can see the life situations of the author Charles Dickens in this novel. Not completely, but partially. We can see the elements of autobiographical elements. Okay. Yes. Next one, you can take page number 36. David visits his aunt. You can see a small introduction. That is, this is an excerpt from Charles Dickens' semi-autobiographical novel, David Copperfield. I have already said that this David visits his aunt is taken from Charles Dickens' semi-autobiographical novel. Okay. What is the original name of the novel? John?
David Copperfield.
Yes, David Copperfield. The original title of the novel is David Copperfield. This is only an excerpt, only a small portion taken from that. The novel traces the life of its protagonist, David, born 6 months after death of his father. Okay. Protagonist means protagonist. Protagonist David. That means protagonist. In the chapter of Fire, Jane Eyre was the protagonist. Here, David is the protagonist. Then, what will be the meaning of protagonist?
Main.
Yes, main character, central character or hero. Okay, protagonist is the main character or central character or hero. Don't forget this. Okay. Here, David is the protagonist. David was born 6 months after death of his father. Okay. Before his birth, he lost. Born 6 months after the death of his father. That means this David was born after the death of his father. Okay. 6 months after the death of his father. That means he had no father during the time of his birth. Okay. Yes. Next one. He loses his mother while he is still in school and is sent to work in a factory in London at the age of 10. Yes. What about the case of his mother? He loses his mother while he is still in school. During his school days, he also lost his mother. Okay. His mother also died during the school days of this David. Okay. Then, and he sent to work in a factory in London at the age of 10. Yes, he was sent to a factory in order to work. He lost his father, mother So he wanted to earn money. So he was sent to a factory. Okay, at the age of 10. Imagine his age. He started to work at the age of 10 in a factory. Then, but he soon runs away to escape its harsh working condition and to seek a brighter future for himself. Then he soon runs away to escape its harsh working condition. The working condition was very hard in that factory. The working condition was very hard. So, Faith, please take your English textbook. Okay. Then, because harsh conditions, that means situations or the work in that company, work in that factory was very difficult. So he ran away from that factory. Okay, in order to escape from that hard situations. Is it clear? Then, and to seek a brighter future for himself. Yes, he ran away from that factory and he tried to seek more opportunities in order to develop a brighter future. He goes to his great aunt Miss Betsy in Dover. Okay, here David is visiting his aunt. What was the name of his aunt? Miss Betsy. Miss Betsy in Dover. Dover is the name of a place. Okay. Read on to find what happens when he reaches her house. Yes. In this lesson, we are going to read what happens when he reaches her house. When this David reaches the house of his aunt, Miss Betsy. Okay. Is it clear? This is just an introduction for the lesson. Is it clear? Yes. I will summarize it once more. This is the David visit his aunt is taken from Charles Dickens' semi-autobiographical novel, David Copperfield. Okay. Then we can see David. David is born after the death of his father. Born after 6 months of his father's death. Okay. Then what about his mother? He also lost his mother during his school days. Okay. Then he sent to work in a factory in London at the age of 10. But he escaped from that factory because of the harsh conditions, hard situations in that factory. Then here, now we can see that David is going to his aunt's house, on Miss Betsy's house in Dover. Okay, then let's read the lesson. Okay, please listen carefully. Go away, said Miss Betsy, shaking her head and making a chop in the air with her knife. Go along, no boys here. I watched her with my heart at my lips as she marched to a corner of her garden and stooped to dig up some little root there. Then, without a scrap of courage, but with a great deal of desperation, I went softly in and stood beside her, touching her with my finger. Okay, then let's discuss. Go away, said Miss Betsy, shaking her head and making a chop in the air with her knife. Go along, no boys here. Yes. Here, this Miss Betsy is in her garden. So, in his arm, in his hands, we can see a knife. Okay, in this picture, you can see there is a knife in the hands of Miss Betsy, isn't it? Yes. Go away. Miss Betsy is seeing this David and she says to David that go away. In shaking her head and making a chop in the air with her knife. You can see the meaning. drawing an irregular shape. That means Miss Betsy is pointing this knife towards this boy and waving that knife. Okay, go away. She is waving that knife towards this boy. Okay. Next one. Making a chop in the air with her knife. Go along. No boys here. Yes. Miss Betsy says that go. Here is no boys. No boys here. Okay. He is sending back this boy. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Then I watched her with my heart at my lips as she marched to a corner of her garden and stooped to dig up some little root there. Then, without a scrap of courage, but with a great deal of desperation, I went softly in and stood beside her, touching her with my finger. Okay. I watched her. I means here, I means who is the I here?
David.
Yes, David. David watched her. Okay, David watched Miss Betsy. With my heart at my lips. That means you can see the meaning. Filled with fear and anxiety. Yes. Now David is in a condition which is filled with the fear and anxiety. Okay. He is looking towards this Miss Betsy, her aunt. As she marched to a corner of her garden and stooped to dig up some little roots there. Yes, this Miss Betsy marched to the corner of her garden. Now, this aunt is moving from one place to another. That is, one portion of the garden to the another portion. Okay. Yes. Then stooped to dig some little root there. Okay. Stooped means she bent down. Okay, she bent down in order to dig up some little root there in order to plant some plants. Okay, he is digging. He is digging in that garden. Then, without a scrap of courage, but with great deal of desperation, I went softly in and stood beside her, touching her with my finger. Yes. Then, what did this boy do? This boy moved towards this aunt and without a scrap of courage, scrap means bit, without a bit of courage, he had no courage, but however, he moved to that lady, moved to aunt, moved near to the aunt, and with a great deal of desperation. Desperation means hopelessness. Okay, he doesn't have any hope. He feels that sometimes this aunt will accept or deny. Sometimes there is a chance for accepting from the side of aunt. Sometimes she will deny this boy. Okay, but however, he is moving to the aunt. Okay, I went softly in and stood beside her. Yes, then this boy went softly in and stood beside her. Stood beside her. He stand near this aunt, touching her with my finger. Then he slowly touched that aunt. Okay, is it clear? Yes. David is moving towards aunt, and now with fear he is touching this aunt. This is just a summary of this paragraph. If you please, ma'am, I began. Yes. David started to talk. If you please, ma'am, he is just starting to talk. She started and up. Yes. That time, this Miss Betsy looked up. Now she is digging in the sand, isn't it? So she looked up to this David. And if you please on, yes, David is talking. Exclaimed Miss Betsy in a tone of amazement I have never heard approached. Yes. This Betsy make a sound. Exclaimed Miss Betsy. This was the sound. The tone of this A sound was like which this boy had never heard. Okay. അവരെന്താണ് ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സൗണ്ട് ഇതേപോലത്തെ ഒരു സൗണ്ട് ആക്കി വിളിക്കുന്നത് ഈ ബോയ് ഇതിനു മുന്നേ കേട്ടിട്ടില്ലായിരുന്നു. അവരുടെ സൗണ്ട് ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സൗണ്ട് ആയിട്ട് ആർക്ക് ഡേവിഡിന് തോന്നി. ഓക്കെ. Then, if you please, on I am your nephew. Yes, here this boy David says that I am your nephew. Nephew means nephew. Nephew means son of one's brother or sister, or the son of one's brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Okay. Marumagan, marumagal ennu parille. Nephew. Son of one's brother or sister. Is it clear? David says that, aunt, I am your nephew. Okay. Then, oh Lord, said my aunt, and sat flat down the garden path. Yes. Now, aunt says, oh Lord, and sat flat down in the garden path. Yes. Now, this aunt is sitting in the garden. Okay. Oh Lord, he says that, oh Lord. Then, he sat in that sand. Okay. എന്നിട്ട് അവിടെ ഇരിക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്തത്. കുടി കുടിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നല്ലോ. എന്നിട്ട് ആ സാൻഡിൽ തന്നെ ഓണ്ട് ഇരിക്കുന്നു. Okay. The next one. I am David Copperfield of Blunderstone in Suffolk, where you came on the night when I was born and saw my dear Mama. Okay. Here, David Copperfield is introducing himself to his aunt. That is, he says that I am David Copperfield. My name is David Copperfield of Blunderstone in Suffolk. That is the place where this David Copperfield lives. Blunderstone in Suffolk. Where you came on the night, yes, in that place this aunt once visited. That is, on the night when this David was born. Okay. This aunt, Miss Betsy, visited that place on the night when this boy was born. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Then, and so my dear Mama. Yes, during that day, this aunt visit me and my Mama. David says these things to aunt. I have been very unhappy since she died. Yes. Then David says that David become very happy or not? Yes. Unhappy. David become unhappy because his mother died. Okay. After the death of his mother, David become very unhappy. Okay. I have been slighted and taught nothing and thrown upon myself and put to work not fit for me. Then David says that these are the things said by David to his aunt. Okay. I have been slighted and taught nothing and thrown upon myself and put to work not fit for me. That is slighted. Slighted means insulted. David was insulted by many people. Okay. Because he had no father or mother. Okay. So everyone will insult him. Okay. There is nobody to protect or save this boy. So David says that I have been insulted by many people and taught nothing. Taught nothing means he didn't study anything. Okay. And thrown upon myself means left all alone. He was all alone. There is nobody with him all his life. Okay. And put to work not fit for me is he had done many works not suitable for him. He had done many works not suitable for him. Okay, in order to survive. There is nobody to protect him. So he want to earn money for himself, isn't it? Yes. So he was put to work not fit for him. It made me run away to you. Yes. These all sorrowful things made this David to run towards this on. Okay. Because of these miserable conditions, David is run towards this on. Then next one. I was robbed at first setting out and have walked all the way and have never slept in a bed since I began the journey. Yes. I was robbed at first setting out. Robbed means robbed. Yes. Somebody robbed this David. Okay, when he started his journey. Okay. Then next one, and how walked all the way and how never slept in a bed since I began the journey. Yes. How was his journey? He walked all the way. There is no vehicle for him, so he walked all the way in order to search, in order to find this on. Okay. Firstly, he was robbed by somebody, and he walked all the way in order to reach this own's house. Then, and have never slept in a bed since I began the journey. Yes, he never slept after he set the journey. After he started the journey, he never slept. Avan journey thodangiyya pinne avan orangite illa. Okay. Never slept in a bed. ഒരു ബെഡിൽ കിടന്ന് ഉറങ്ങാൻ പറ്റിയിട്ടില്ല അവന്. That was the miserable life led by this boy. Okay. These things are explained by David to whom? David to? Yes, on Betsy. Is it clear? Yes. Here we can see David and her on Betsy. David is sitting on Betsy and he is describing all the things that had happened in his past days. Okay. These are the things that we explained now. The next paragraph. Here my self-support gave way all at once. With a movement of my hands intended to show her my ragged state and call it to witness that I had suffered something, I broke into a passion of crying which I suppose had been pent up within me all the week. Yes. He continues to say, here my self-support gave way all at once. Not saying to this to on here we can see here my self-support gave all way at once. During the time of this journey, he survived because of his self-support. That means nobody was there to support him. It was his own support to himself. Okay. This self-support gave me all at once. Gave way all at once. With a movement of my hands intended to show her my ragged state and call it to witness that I had suffered something, I broke into a passion of crying which I suppose had been pent up with me all this week. Okay. Now this cell support is falling down. That means he is so tired now. Okay. Gave all way. My cell support gave way all at once. This cell support is going to collapse. That means now he is so tired after the long journey. Okay. With a movement of my hands intended to show her my ragged state and call it to witness that I had suffered something. You can see the meaning. Confirm through evidence. Call it to witness means confirm something through evidence. That is here, this David is going to explain the rest of the things. We have said that David is explaining something about his life. Now he is trying to continue that. But what happened with a movement of my hands intended to show her ragged state. Ragged means old and torn. Yes. Here David is going to show his old and torn things in order things as an evidence to this on. എന്താണ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് ഡേവിഡ് തന്റെ കയ്യിലുള്ള പഴയ സാധനങ്ങൾ ഡ്രസ്സും അതുപോലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആന്റിനെ കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി പോവുകയാണ്. ആന്റി അത് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഈ പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ സത്യം അത്ര കഷ്ടപ്പാടാന്നൊരു പ്രൂഫ് കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി is going to show this proof. Okay. But what happened? I had suffered some. I broke into a passion of crying. Yes. Suddenly, he broke into a passion of crying. That means suddenly he started to crying. കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി പോകുന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ, പക്ഷെ അതിനു മുമ്പ് എന്താണ് അവൻ കരഞ്ഞു പോയി ഈ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഓർത്തിട്ട്. ഓക്കെ. He started to cry. Yes. Which I suppose had been pent up within me all this week. Yes. Pent up means emotions unable to be expressed. There are so many emotions in his mind. He was suppressing his emotion. മനസ്സിൽ അടക്കി വെച്ചിരുന്ന വിഷമങ്ങളെല്ലാം പെട്ടെന്ന് എന്താണ് പുറത്തേക്ക് വന്നുപോയി. All his emotions went out in a sudden moment. Okay. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവൻ കരഞ്ഞു പോയത് ആ സമയത്ത്. Okay. Is it clear? Yes. Next one. My own sat on the gravel staring at me until I began to cry when she got up in a great hurry and took me into the parlor. Her first proceeding there was to unlock a tall press, bring out several bottles and pour some of the contents of each into my mouth. Then my aunt sat on the gravel. Gravel means sand. Now we have already seen that this aunt is sitting on the sand. Okay. Sitting on the gravel. Gravel means sand. And staring at me. Yes. Staring at me means looking at me. Staring means looking. And looking to this David until I began to cry when she got up in a great hurry and took me into the parlor. Yes. We have said that this boy started to cry. So on stand up from that gravel in a hurry, in a sudden time. Okay, in a hurry, this on stand up from that sand and took me into the parlor. Parlor means parlor. Parlor means hall or living room. Okay. ഇവ കരയാൻ തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? ആന്റി പെട്ടെന്ന് എഴുന്നേറ്റിട്ട് ഇവനെ കൂട്ടിയിട്ട് ഹാളിലേക്ക് പോയിന്ന്. He took me into the parlor. That means on took this David into the hall, into the living room. Okay. Then Her first proceeding there was to unlock a tall press. After that, what did this aunt do? Was to unlock a tall press. You can see the meaning of press, a cupboard with the shelves, a cupboard. Okay. This aunt opened a cupboard and bring out several bottles. From that cupboard, she took some bottles and pour some of the contents of each into my mouth. Yes. From that bottle, there are some contents. In that bottle, there are some fluids. This aunt poured this contents into the mouth of this boy. Okay. She took some bottles from the shelf and poured it into the mouth of this boy. Is it clear? Yes. Then I think they must have been taken out at random, for I am sure I tasted aniseed water, anchovy sauce, and salad dressing. When she had administered these restoratives, as I was still quite hysterical and unable to control my sobs, she put me on the sofa with a shawl under my head and the handkerchief from her own head under my feet. Okay. Then I think they must have been taken out at random. That means these bottles filled with some fluids. Okay. I think the boy David thinks that these bottles must have been taken out at random. Random means without method or without any planning. These are taken randomly. എന്താണ് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് പ്ലാൻ ഒന്നുമില്ല ആന്റി ഇങ്ങനെ കയ്യിൽ കിട്ടിയ ബോട്ടിൽസ് ഒക്കെ എടുത്തിട്ട് കൊടുത്തതായിട്ടാണ് ആർക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് ഡേവിഡിന് തോന്നുന്നത് ബോട്ടിൽസിനകത്തുള്ള ഫ്ലൂയിഡ്സ് കൊടുത്തതായിട്ടാണ് ഓക്കെ ഡേവിഡ് തിങ്സ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് for I am sure I tasted aniseed water. Okay, then he's talking about the taste of that fluids taken from bottle. That is, I tasted aniseed water. Aniseed water means a fluid made of aniseed, a spice used in cooking and herbal medicine. Aniseed is a spice that is used in കുക്കിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ഹെർബൽ മെഡിസിനും അതുപോലെ കുക്കിങ്ങിനൊക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സ്പൈസ് ആണ് എന്ത് അനിസീഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഡേവിഡ് ഫീൽസ് ദ ടേസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് അനിസീഡ് വാട്ടർ ഫ്രം വൺ ബോട്ടിൽ ഓക്കെ ഫ്രം ദി ഫ്ലൂയിഡ് that we get from one bottle. The next one, anchovy sauce. Anchovy sauce means anchovy is a type of fish, salmon type fish ആണ് okay. Anchovy is a fish, anchovy sauce. Then he felt the taste of anchovy sauce from one bottle. Okay, another bottle. Then and salad dressing. Then he felt the taste of salad from another bottle. Okay, is it clear? These are the tastes experienced by David from the bottle given by Miss Betsy, her aunt. His aunt, sorry. The next one, when she had administered these restoratives. Okay, our time is going to end, so we can continue our lesson in our next period. Okay. Today you will have no science class.
Okay, miss.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, miss. Have a nice day.
Thank you.